Hey guys, how you doing? 2 million subs. Thank you very much. Couldn't have done this myself, obviously. Maybe I made, 2 million fake accounts. But so this video is going to be very heartfelt. It's going to be very personal, just you and me. And I'm going to try not to edit it as much as I can. Maybe I just won't edit it at all. Because I want you guys to feel, my process as I'm thinking of things and everything. And we're just going to go into it, all right? I truly would like for everyone to have the job that I do. Not like a Star Wars channel or whatever per se, but anything you enjoy, right? For me, Star Wars is my hobby. It's my thing. It's the thing I relax to. And I think everyone who has a hobby, because everyone does, whatever you do in your downtime, I feel like that should maybe be your career. Some people might disagree, some might agree, but look, everything in this video I'm going to show you, and I'm going to explain to you, everything from how I started the channel to what I did to grow so fast to maybe even an office tour, all my equipment. I have 2 offices, the teams that I manage, everything down to the core. And it's just going to be my opinions and my views and the trials and tribulations that I've experienced to grow this thing. Because at the end of the day, I did grow it pretty fast, 2 million subs in about 3 years. Everything in this video is my own experience, and I really don't recommend you doing this because it was very unhealthy. So with that said, and also I want you to know that everything that I do say, this disclaimer before we start, it isn't to me be arrogant or cocky or foolhardy or anything like that, or elitist or anything. I'm just giving you guys facts, and from the bottom of my heart, please believe me when I say that. Okay? Let's begin. July 31st, 2016. Created my first video, and it was a theory on Palpatine being Snoke. Snoke being Palpatine. How Palpatine was just controlling Snoke somehow. And that's what really started Star Wars Theory off. I was at home, I had a cold, I was sick, I was bored, and I was like, yeah, you know what? And I recorded it into a really crappy, busted up iPhone 5G, or whatever it was, 5E, whatever it is, whatever the 5GE thing is. I don't know. I don't even remember. 5C, CE. You get the point. And I forgot about it. I totally forgot about the channel for like 3-4 weeks. And I checked back and I was like, okay, well, there are notifications now. What is this? And I'm like, oh, it's a Star Wars channel I created. The hell? Why? The video had like 4,000 views, and I was, who the hell would watch this stupid theory? I had researched different theories, and I was like, oh, this is what some people were saying, this is what some people were saying, and then I melded them with my own thoughts and my own theories of like, hey, what if Snoke is actually Palpatine? And I guess people liked it. This was right after The Force Awakens. This was the summer of, after Force Awakens came out. And now, a bit of my backstory, which I'm not going to go into in detail because I figure a lot of you know by now. I've talked about it enough. 6 years old, introduced to Star Wars. Star Wars has given me literally everything in my life. Gave me my best friend, who I met when I was 14 through a Star Wars forum that I would always go to after school. I'd literally rush home to go and check it. It gave me a community to connect to of like-minded people from all over the world that I'd be able to talk to online. And funny enough, I get to do that today as my career. It's a beautiful thing, and I seriously hope that everyone can do something that they are this passionate about as their main source of income, as their job. Because there's nothing more genuine, in my opinion. We all have jobs. I've had pretty much every job in the book, and I hated it. I hated working for someone. There was nothing more I hated, especially something that I wasn't passionate about. I went to school. I hated school too. I mean, my report card was like all over the place. Maybe like one course I'd get like an A, maybe another one I'd get like a B. The rest it would be like D's or C minuses or C's, because I just didn't have interest in things. But the ones I really enjoyed, I got an A in, and I didn't really have to work hard for it. That's just how I was as a kid. I just didn't put time into stuff that I didn't care for, which I'm not saying you should do, but I'm saying I'm not really a big fan of the school system. I did go to university. I went there for, I think, 6 years, and I never got a degree because I just kept getting bored. You know, I wanted to send robots to space. I wanted to work for NASA. That was like my dream. I wanted to be a robotic engineer. And I emailed NASA even when I was in grade 8, which what is that, a junior for you Americans out there, in my junior year. And they replied to me, and they're like, oh, like, that's so great. You want to work with us someday? Like, these are the books you should read. And I read all of them, like A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking and all this stuff. Like, I was in it. University rolls around, and I didn't like programming anymore. I just couldn't see myself sitting on a computer all day, which, funny enough, is what I do now. But what I do is much more fun now for me. So that was that. Then I switched to a business degree. Then I switched to a human kinetics degree. Then I switched to a general arts degree. And it was just all over the place. So I had, in the end, so many credits that I could have graduated with like a degree and a half, a diploma and a half, or whatever it is. But it didn't apply to any of their boxed, graduation categories, degrees. So I became a real estate agent, like my dad, and I hated that crap. Dude, the people in that, I'm not going to go into detail, but the people in that industry are so goddamn fake, and I just could not deal with it. I'm just not a fan. And, I would tell my dad this stuff, and I'd be like, dude, like, I hate this. And he's like, do every profession that you do the way you would do it. Don't do it the way other people do it. So if there are snaky liars out there, don't worry about them. Do it the way you would do it. And I stuck with that saying, and I put it into the channel. So I was at home, and I had a cold, and I made the video, and checked back. And, of course, I had like 4,000 views, and I was like, wow. Then I checked back a couple days after that, 8,000, 16, 24. It was like jumping up by 8, so it was weird. And then it went to 80,000. And I was like, what the heck is going on here? This is strange. So I made another video. It tanked, bombed. I think you got like 500 views or 700 views. I don't know, or something like that. At the time, I didn't know how to edit. Not really, And I just, it took forever. But I loved it. I was hooked. I was addicted. I was like, dude, I get to make Star Wars videos and people actually watch. I didn't care if it was like 2 people. It's like there were like 10 comments on a video. I was like, holy crap, this is so cool. These are like people. They're just like Star Wars fans. And I felt like a little kid again. And that was the bit of me that I lost as I was growing up because, you got to get a job. You got to go to school, get a corporate job. Star Wars, it's fun, but it's not gonna pay the bills at the end of the day. Little did I know, follow your passions, man. Follow your dreams because you never know where life is going to take you. And now I'm here. I'm sitting on 2 million subscribers, the biggest Star Wars channel on the face of the planet besides actual Star Wars fan channel, I should say. And I've loved every minute of it. There have been highs, there have been lows. It has been a very creative process, a very stressful process, a very rewarding process, and something that I would never give up in a million years, something I would never expect to have achieved in a million years, and it is truly a dream, and I am genuinely happy. This is how I've been able to do it for over 3.5 years now, is because I'm so passionate about this, and I love this so much. Star Wars has given me literally everything, from the kid who didn't have friends and stuff, coming home with the community and going into the Star Wars comics and the comic book stores and this and that, and finding like-minded people. I found my best friend on that forum when I was 14, and we're still best friends to this day. We talk every day. We visit each other with the same age, with the same interests. Obviously, my career is Star Wars. Connect with my father, connect with my mother. It allowed me to go through life and see myself as different Star Wars characters and how they would deal with things. I really connected with Anakin. I really connected with Luke Skywalker. I really connected with Vader. And it would, when I would be in, like maybe like sticky situations in life or stressful situations, I'd be like, well, how would my heroes handle this? How would Luke handle this? How would Anakin handle this? And I would try to deal with situations like that, and they would really help me out. So I owe everything I have to George Lucas. Then I went on to, make the channel, and I met my fiance through Star Wars. Literally, George Lucas has given me my life. My life, as we know it, is in his hands. Thank you. Well, my parents for introducing me to Star Wars, but really, he started this whole thing. I have this aptitude for wanting to go to a galaxy far, far away. I have this want to daydream, and I always had that, to just have fun, like just not be in a confined box that society puts you in, and just dream. Endless possibilities, and that's where the Star Wars theory channel, because theory, it doesn't have a box. You can have a theory about anything. Some of it might be wrong, some of it might be right. You never know. So that's really the core of where the channel started and everything. And when I started to pick up some traction, the channel started to grow very, very fast. I don't, to this day, know what I did differently than other Star Wars channels, because I would study them, I would look at what they were doing, and I would pick apart the things that not people didn't like, fans of theirs didn't like, or haters of theirs didn't like. I would look at their videos and be like, this is what I don't like. I don't like how they do this. I don't like how they do that. I don't like how they explain this or explain that, or this kind of title or this kind of thumbnail. I don't like this. And I would reverse that and create my own formula of what I did like as a Star Wars fan. Because it was cool in that way. It was like, I'm a legit fan. I'm a diehard fan since I was 6. How can I look at this product that is Star Wars, and how can I perceive that as a Star Wars fan, but then turn that into my favor as a content creator for Star Wars? And so I would start to think, and the wheels would start to turn, and that's when I really started to grow. Because I found a lot of the channels would look at, what gets a lot of clicks. And sure, that's the main point of YouTube, is to get clicks. You don't get clicks, you die, literally. Your channel's done. But I didn't care, because I had another source of income, right? I was like, this was like a hobby for me. So I was like just playing around. And when I was playing around, I had this non-confined space to just work into and just make the videos that I want to make and have fun. So started to grow, and if there's one word that I can take away, or you could take away from this video, it's hard work and work ethic. I worked myself to the bone, extremely unhealthily, if that's even a word. I was about 200 and something pounds when I started. Strapping young lad, I was quite strong. I had about a 600-pound deadlift, 500-pound squat. We're not going to talk about my bench, because my bench was never good. It was like 310 or something. And after I hit about 1 million subs, I was like 166 pounds. Gaunt looking, pale, skinny fat. Like, I just didn't feel good. I didn't look good. It was really not healthy. But I achieved my goal. I'm a very competitive person, and I wanted to win. I wanted to be the biggest Star Wars YouTuber. I wanted to give content to my younger self, as if my younger self watched my videos while my present self created them. So I'd look at it in this really weird, time warpy way, and people resonated with it. Star Wars fans resonated with it because it was made by a Star Wars fan, and that was always my motto, was, videos from a fan to, I don't even remember my motto. It's like in the beginning, made by a fan for fans. That's what it was. And people liked it. I worked day and night. I slept maybe 2-3 hours for about a year and a half, 2 years. sleep around some videos I would start literally at like 2 p.m. and then I would finish at around 11 a.m., 12 p.m. the next day. I'd take pee breaks. I'd eat maybe something here or there. And that was it. You know, some of the fan fictions like What If the Younglings Killed Anakin? I remember that one. My computer crashed at around like 7, 8 a.m. And I remember I was on the phone with tech, and it was just such a nightmare. I remember these things. And it was, finally, I recovered the video, and I got it all back up, and I uploaded it, and by the time I was done, it was like noon. So these are the kind of hours that you have to put in. I damaged my brain, I'm quite sure, because to this day, I still find it hard to find words sometimes. It's getting better now that I'm sleeping more, but it never used to be like this. If you ever find during videos and stuff where I'm like pausing to like find a word, it's like I almost feel like I'm dumb, like, but I'm not. It was never like that before. So I feel like if you want to grow your channel, it's not going to be easy. You know, a lot of people have scoffed at me and been like, oh, you just make Star Wars videos. It's like, okay, do it yourself. Do it, please. Please go ahead, do it yourself. See how difficult this is. Go get 1 million subs in a year, in under a year and a half. I think it was like a year and 2 months or something, a year and 3 months. And yeah, man, it's been a trip. Where were we? Short-term memory is also something that's been definitely affected. Case in point. There were times where literally things were coming out of the walls. Pirate ships. I saw a pirate ship. I kid you not, I was looking at the corner of the wall and a pirate ship was coming out. That's how sleep deprived I was. So it was like months and months and months of learning how to edit, of researching what failed on my videos, what didn't people not like, reading comments, trying to perfect my videos as a Star Wars fan and as a creator at the same time was a very daunting process, because a Star Wars fan is an extremely passionate being and they always want more. You can never really satisfy them. So I could never satisfy myself with the videos that I would create. So I was always trying to set the bar for myself, but also for my fans at the same time. And it was just this, like, it was a nightmare. It got to the point where I was working and I would have micro sleeps. So if you don't know what micro sleeps are, it's when your brain is so fatigued and so tired, so exhausted, that you fall into REM sleep within a split second of you closing your eyes. So I would be typing and I'd fall back on my chair and I'd sleep and I'd finish my sentence. I'd wake up literally, and the time was like, I don't know, like a minute or 2 minutes later, and I had a full dream. I had dreamt weird things. You have really bizarre dreams when you micro sleep. I wouldn't recommend it, but the channel grew. I was addicted, and any addiction is not healthy. But I wanted this so bad. I wanted to be the best. I wanted to create the best type of content that has ever existed. I wanted to create better content than actual Star Wars. As weird as that sounds. I want to make mind-blowing things that story-wise, visually, everything-wise is so perfect that it's just a representation of what my fan mind would want. So you got to understand, it's not coming from a place of arrogance like, oh, I got to be the best. It's like, no. What does my fan mind want? What would I want as a teenager, as a kid, as a Star Wars fan, watching these videos that I make? Are they crap? There were so many videos that I made, and I'd watch them back after hours of making them. Like, this is crap. I'd delete the whole video, and I'd redo it. Everything from the editing to the transitions to everything, I eventually upgraded all that stuff, and we're going to get to that too. So I grew my channel, and let's, basically fast forward through all the lack of sleep and the, learning how to edit and everything like that, creating content, growing a fan base, learning from haters. Haters are your number one, because no one wants a yes man, The comments that are like, oh, you're doing amazing. Oh, this is great. This is awesome. Those are beautiful comments. They encourage you. They keep you going. They let you know that, okay, people are enjoying your content. But the ones who say you suck or boring or this theory was BS or whatever it may be, those are your friends. Those are the ones you want to listen to. Those are the ones you really want to read and dive into. And if you are a true Star Wars fan, you'll be able to look at that from your own fan mind and be like, okay, I can see his point. And then you jump over to your creator mind and you're like, okay, I got to fix this. So that's how I would think. And eventually the channel grew and it grew and it grew. And I always had this, I think when I had 4,000 subs, or maybe it was 6,000 or maybe it was 2,000. I made a video, and in one of the videos, I can't find it now. Kudos to you guys if you can find it. I made a video where I said, it is my goal one day to make a Vader fan film that's very dark and very interesting and just like shows his story and all that stuff. And eventually I did. So I always had these big dreams and these big visions. And 2 million for me, while it's amazing, is not anywhere where I want to be. I want to be 10 million, 20 million, 30 million. Like, you guys don't understand where I want to take this thing. I want to be an empire. I want to be freaking a behemoth. I want to make mind-blowing content for people. I want to make movies of my own, not just Star Wars movies. I want to go on to write books, which I've already started. Stories that people haven't really seen before or read before, combining different sort of worlds and times and different characters that people can relate with, good and bad. And I want to turn that into a movie. And then I want to grow my gaming channel. Then I want to grow my Cobra Kai channel and my Harry Potter channel and my Marvel channel and all this stuff. But the main passion for me is my Star Wars channel. All of these, everything else is, they're just expendable. They're whatever. They're after the matter. Well, the gaming channel actually is very important to me because it's got such a beautiful community. And it's actually where I go when I want to unwind, when I want to just hang out with people who are just cool, It's a little different from the Star Wars channel. Not that, the Star Wars channel is not cool and all that, but it's a different vibe. It's like where I can just, I don't know. It's just different. So once I got to about 1,000,002, I made the film, I released it, the fan film, and it was awesome. It was cool. But then my fan mind started to look at it again and again. Once the novelty wore off, and I'm like, there's so many things I would have done different. There's so many things I could have done more. And as a creator, it's never enough. You always try to raise the bar for yourself, for what your fans want, but also for yourself. So that's something you fall into. Now, getting down to the details, I was looking at, which color on a thumbnail positioned where attracts the eye the best. You know why a lot of YouTubers put like the green arrow? First of all, I'm pretty sure I started the green arrow because before it was always red. I don't know if that's just me, like I maybe just didn't see any other ones, but I started green and now I see like all these other YouTubers doing green. Before that it was red and I was like, well, I don't really like red. I want to be a little different. I want to stand out. But the reason they use the arrows is not because the audience is stupid and they have to like point to something. It's because in that list of so many videos with all these other channels, Star Wars or not, that green arrow pops and it jumps out at you. So when you're in a needle in a haystack, you want your needle to be green, right? You want to pop out. You want to stand out a little bit. And then people will see your thumbnail and then they'll see your title and they'll be like, maybe I'll click on it. And if they do, great, it worked. So that's the reason behind arrows, okay? Tags. Tags are pretty important. You want to make sure you have a strong sense of tags when you are making your video. You want to make sure that you don't tag irrelevant things. YouTube doesn't like that. You're creating a web, right? You're creating a web of what your video is about, what certain things could link to your video. So let's say it's about Anakin. Okay, I'm going to put lightsaber. Okay, I'm going to put Order 66. Okay, I'm going to put Dooku, Obi-Wan, Vader, Luke, Padme, you know, all these things that could connect to that. So that might help you. It helped me. That's something I learned way later. I would just like spam tags and like it doesn't work like that. But now it's at the point where I don't really need to worry about tags. It's great. It's cool. But when you're starting, it is extremely difficult because you're climbing that hill, you know, and I'm still climbing. You know, there's no point where you're resting on the hill. I'm not complacent. I'm hungry. I want more. I'm not done, and I want more, and I know I shouldn't, as Anakin said. But this trip has been absolutely amazing. It's been a dream, you know, for my fan self and also as a creator and just someone who's very ambitious and very lucky to be doing what I'm doing because I've had so many different kinds of jobs that I've just hated, and I never want to go back to that. I never want to go back to working for someone else. So now I'm at the point where I feel good because I've created a place where my young self would love to be a part of, right? I love to be a part of a Star Wars community, a positive Star Wars community. And this is maybe my thanks to the community in general, being like, hey, you guys gave me a home when I was a kid. Okay, here, I'm going to try to give you a home too, as weird as that sounds. I want this to be a place not just where you come and like watch Star Wars videos. I want this to be a place where you come and relax and hang out and have fun and just meet new people, meet friends, you know. I've met so many of my fans online or in person who have met their significant other because of the channel. And that's such a beautiful thing, you know. So I don't really know what else to reveal in this video. I feel like, you know, I really got down to a lot of the nitty-gritties. If I could go back and do things differently, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't be sitting where I am right now. And I love where I am. I really take pride in everything that I've done. I really worked hard for this. And I couldn't have done it without you guys at all. Your words of encouragement, just the general kindness has been something that I never thought would happen. I never thought was real. You know, it's really what got me started. You know, seeing the comments on my first video, it's like, it's very encouraging. So your words do have a big impact to me, you know. So at the end of the day, I hope everyone can do what I'm doing and just take a shot in the dark. If I never made that one video, I wouldn't exist here on YouTube. I don't know what I'd be doing. I wouldn't be doing this. And I truly feel in my bones, in my soul, this was my destiny. And I think this is just the beginning. I know this is just the beginning. Not for me, but for what I feel like I can create and learn from you guys. Because you guys teach me a lot of things about myself. You teach me a lot of things when it comes to being a creator and just in general as a person, you know. I get to meet you guys in real life, and the stories you all have told me have really touched my heart. You guys really mean a lot to me. So, you know, thanks. But I want you to know that it's not going to be easy. If you want to make your channel, you know, do your own thing, it's going to require a lot of hard work. There are going to be so many times where you're going to want to give up. Believe me, there were many times I wanted to give up. But I didn't, because I saw the bigger picture and I knew that I could break through this thing and I could do this. And it was really just a testament as to how hard I was willing to work. And look, I'm not curing cancer here. I'm making Star Wars videos at the end of the day, but I am one person. And it was very difficult. But it was great. And it still is great. And now it's at this point where it's fueling itself. It's so big that it will just keep going, and the growth will be exponential. As long as obviously I keep the content coming and growing and everything like that. So make sure you don't thwart away your haters, because they are the ones that will really, in return, help you grow. As mean and as much as you want to, they are the ones who are helping you. They are the ones who are changing the channel for the better or worse. And when I say worse, I mean they may say things that will make you angry, but at the end of the day, they will say things that will make you think. And that's where this all starts, is up here. It doesn't matter what equipment you have. It doesn't matter what... I started on my phone, right? As I said, I started on my iPhone 5C or whatever model it was, and I just spoke into it, and I literally edited it on the app, and I threw it into like a free movie editing program on my computer, and I just slapped a few photos over it. That was it. Uploaded it, and that was how it started, man. That was it. No music, nothing. I had a cold. You can go back to the first video. I was all sniffly, and I was even like snapping. I was like, "Hey guys, like, okay, here we go." It was terrible. And now it's at the point where I invest so much money into my equipment. The webcam that you guys see is not a webcam. It's a DSLR camera hooked up with a cam link. And learning all of this stuff. Oh my God, I've driven myself insane with all the tech. Holy crap. But I learned it. So when you get to a certain level, you need to start expanding, and you need to invest in yourself, right? You need to invest in your channel. So I started out on my phone, and then I started to buy things like max out my computers. I have 2 of them. I got 2 offices. There's a room behind me that is where I do Star Wars Theory. This is where I do all the streaming, podcasting, all that stuff is here in this room. So I will show you all those at the end of this video, so stay tuned for those clips. But what I want to say is that you don't need fancy stuff in the beginning. You don't need like a special microphone. You don't need all the other fancy crap. It will increase production value, but it's not going to get you started. What gets you started is here. And that's all I had, was just my ideas as a fan, and that was it. Along the way, you will have a lot of naysayers and negative people who want to bring you down and make you stop. But I've had those all my life. So, I mean, well, look where we are now. Obviously, it didn't work. They weren't successful. And they never should be. Because those people just project the doubt that they have within themselves. And you can't take that to heart. You just have to feel bad for them and hope that they find their way eventually. But you will experience that, and you just have to know that it doesn't mean anything. You just gotta move on, because you will achieve great things if you set your mind to. It's just really a point of view at the end of the day, like Obi-Wan. So it is a certain point of view. For me, I saw myself succeeding. I saw myself climbing through the ranks and just proving myself to you guys by making content that I would love to see myself. And it was this weird displacement that I could have with like 2 of my minds, or like 2 of my personalities, let's say, and kind of like see it like that. So when I create, it's never from a creator's standpoint. It's from a fan standpoint, and I think that's why it worked. I think that's why it grew so fast. because I covered content that I wanted to, that I thought would be cool because I was interested in it, not because necessarily it would get clicks. There were times, sure, where you learn, your trial and error. You do things that fail, and then you do things that succeed, and then in the end you realize, okay, well, let's just make content that I enjoy, not like covering this particular character or something when you don't really care about them. So, because if you're not enjoying it, people can sniff that. They can sense that. They know. They can hear it in your voice. And it's just no fun for anybody. So make the content you love. Have fun with it at the end of the day. Don't put your health at risk like I did. Just really enjoy your life. Take a shot in the dark. Because you never know. Heck, I could be talking to that dude who's going to be bigger than me someday, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm fueling you right now. So whatever your passion is, I don't know, Teletubbies, Power Rangers, whatever. Have fun. Make it your hobby, Why not? Why not you? Why not me? It just comes down to how hard you work and how bad you want it. So that's really all I got to say. That's how I grew my channel. Here we are now, 3 years and a bit later, 2 million subs, over 2 million now. I think we grew, I think it's like over 2,000 subs since I started this video. I don't know how long it is, but I thank you guys a lot, and you mean more to me than you know. And I hope you know that this is really just the beginning. The fun has only just begun, and I have so many things that I have planned for this channel, for myself in the future, and I would love it. I would be honored if you would join me. Take the shot in the dark, man. You never know. You never know what happens. Miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky. Okay. Love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you walked away with something valuable. And stay tuned for the little office tour that I'm going to have in the next 10 seconds. See you guys. So here is the first office tour. This is what you guys see when I live stream. So this is everything here. Okay. Do a little 360. And this is a DSLR camera. This is not a webcam. So this is hooked up with a cam link, and that actually lets you see me like a webcam, but with, very high quality. This is where I have all my kind of key functions. You just push this, and the lights go off and on. Boom, boom, just like that. The foam reduces echo. It's a little bit messy right now, obviously, but it's fine. Here we have a Shure SMB7, I think. I forgot the name of it, but I believe that's the one. And then we got a cloud lifter, which is going into a Scarlett interface, and that makes the noise go away a lot. And like the background, what is it? The static go away on this microphone in particular. And a lot of this stuff takes a long time to learn. So before it was just this, and I noticed a lot of noise was picking up. So after a couple of years, I finally figured out, okay, I can just get like a cloud lifter, and that fixes that up. This here is my green screen. Just comes up just like that. Boom, easy peasy. It goes a little higher if you want it to, but you don't need that to. That's that. Let's go to the second office. This is the main one right here. This is where Star Wars Theory happens. Okay, so we got the whole, pretty much all the walls are lined with just this foam here. And it just helps reduce any echo. Here we've got an iMac Pro, Neumann TLM 103, 2 interfaces with my boys sitting up top. This is my reading station, all right? So this is I read my books, stuff I want to make videos on, mark them. And yeah, I got way more books. They're stashed away. Scanner, printer. So I just scan some of the pages on the books, and then I just make content on it. Whiteboard stuff in case I forget it. Got Annie just chilling in the corner, and random books and stuff. Not going to go over the prices of everything because I don't think it's really relevant. But I can in another video, because you don't need crazy prices in order to be a good content creator. It's not about how much your equipment costs. It really doesn't matter. But for me, at this level, obviously, I need stuff that's just maxed out to the gills. You know, I need like a crazy computer. I need all this stuff, you know? And I want the stuff at this point, right? But it really just started on... Why did I just turn around? This stupid idiot. It really just started on just my dinky iPhone, as I said. And you really don't need anything special, right? You just need some good ideas and work ethic. That's all you need. You just need to work hard. If you don't work hard, I don't care how much great stuff you have. It doesn't mean anything. You could have the most expensive equipment in the world. If you suck, if your ideas suck, if you're fake, it's just not going to work. You got to be a real passionate person about whatever you do. It could be Star Wars, it could be My Little Pony, I don't care what it is, man. Just be passionate about it, okay? So that is my message to you. That's how I started the channel. That's how all of this stuff looks behind the scenes. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for 2 million subscribers, and let's go to 10 million and 20 and 30 and 40 and 50 and just keep going. Thank you. I love you. May the force be with you. See you guys.